Let's take a look at who was smart under pressure. Brought to you by Zip Recruiter. I can't believe they were under pressure. The late fourth quarter, Florida State trailing Samford, not Stanford, Samford 26-21. DeAndre Francois finds Trey McKitty for the go-ahead touchdown, and they convert the two-point conversion. Noles get the lead for good. Paul Feinbaum, what's going on in Florida?
Remember the good old days when the state of Florida ruled college football? You had Miami winning championship after championship. I think they won 5 in all. Florida was winning under Spurrier and later under Urban. And of course, Florida State under Bobby Bowden. Man, does that seem like a long time ago. Have you seen what's going on lately? It's all bad. Miami was upset by LSU. Florida lost for the first time in 31 years to Kentucky, and f.s.u, after being embarrassed in the opening night, nearly lost to Samford. But the best school in the state just may be the national champions. I say that tongue-in-cheek from last year. UCF is looking very, very good. What happened to the state of Florida?
Did Paul Feinbaum just say UCF national championships?
Yes.
I'm kind of concerned about his calls on his radio program today. All right, Greg, let's start with you. The state of Florida right now. Which program is in more turmoil, Florida State or Florida?
Florida State. And it's really not that close because Florida State, their roster is really not that bad. That's what's so troubling about what we've seen in the first 2 weeks. They have a really good quarterback who's played at a high level in the past. They have decent wide receivers. They have an elite running back, and their defensive personnel is actually pretty good. And yet they look completely disorganized. That's the problem with Florida State. It's not about the potential or the talent on the roster. They look like they don't have an identity, and they have absolutely no clue what to do when things go awry in the worst way. So it's been very ugly in the first couple weeks, but Willie Taggart's got a lot of time to figure it out because he's going to be there a while, but man, he better get it solved quickly because he could lose this team in a hurry.
Greg, you touched every position on the offense except the offensive line. The offensive line was terrible last year, and they don't look much better this year. And so that's why Florida State is the bigger concern, because the offensive line is why their quarterback, why Francois got hurt in the first place. And so as you go through these first 2 games of the season, the offensive line doesn't look much better. I don't know how you improve when your offensive line isn't very good, because that controls everything else.
But Willie Taggart, he's all about tempo. And, oh, you know what? We're going to neutralize the pass rush. We're going to help our offensive line because we're going to run tempo. We're going to take it right to them. We're going to be aggressive. And that tempo is falling flat on its face. So I agree with you. The offensive line has been maligned, but for the most part, you would think the tempo and the identity of the offense would help those guys up front just a little bit.
Yeah, but you got to get in the way. And at times, they don't even get in the way. And tempo doesn't solve that. And so they got a terrific running back in Cam Akers, who I would love to see get the ball 20 to 25 times. I think it'd make it much easier on Francois and his job. But they can't even do that. When you watch a Virginia Tech game, when Akers would touch the ball, there'd be a defensive lineman in the backfield already. And so there are certain things that tempo can help you with. I agree with you there. But you got to block somebody for a little while. I mean, it looks like a screen half the time when they're trying to, like, run plays, whether it's the run or pass. Guys are coming straight in. The offensive line has to get better than it is, or they will not beat anybody.
Joe, relax. They have a backpack. This solves everything. Remember, they've got the turnover backpack that's going to solve all the woes, correct?
Yes, that's all that matters, As long as you have something to give the players on defense after a turnover, as long as you have that, that's the magic wand, man. Are you kidding me? It is a good-looking backpack, though.
It is. It is. And we saw with Miami, they finally got to use their turnover chain. They weren't able to use it against LSU on week 1, but it does look good. What does look good is